Hi, I'm Tom from Red Bank Coffee Roasters. We roast specialty grade coffee down in Coniston, and we've recently started supplying here at Holbeck Ghyll. I brought a demo in here of one of our single origin coffees from Colombia. This is the Agostino Forest coffee from Wheeler. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare what's called a Chemex for you. It's a filter method of brewing coffee, and it's more of a delicate way of preparing it than, say, espresso, and it's a good way to appreciate the kind of more subtle flavours of the coffee. There's a lot of kind of sugars and acidity within the coffee that you can lose sometimes in a milk-based espresso drink, so it's a really good way to appreciate that. So what I'm going to prepare here is a 2-cup Chemex. So as a general kind of rule of thumb, we're looking to use about 75 grams of coffee per litre. Now in this particular Chemex I'm going to use 400 ml, so that's about 2 cups, and so I'm going to be using about 30 grams of coffee, which I've weighed out here. So we put the ground coffee, it's ground to a coarse sand-like texture, into the filter here. And then in the kettle here we've got some water that's literally just come off the boil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to saturate the grounds in here. And then leave it for about 30 seconds to do what's called blooming. And during the bloom, the coffee is releasing a lot of the gases that are in the coffee straight after they're roasted. So we leave that for about 30 seconds now, just to let the bloom finish and the coffee settle. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add another 200 ml of water, which brings it up to the brim of the Chemex here. And then I'm going to wait for that slowly to go down through the filter. And whilst that's happening, I'm just going to slowly keep topping it up until we have the full volume of water in the Chemex, that's the 400 ml. So that's the 400 ml of water in the Chemex, and we're going to let all the water go through the coffee. I mean, one of the things we do at Red Bank is we use only specialty grade coffee. There's a grading process that is uniform throughout the coffee industry, and if a coffee scores more than 80 points out of 100 during the tasting procedures, then it's classified as specialty coffee. All of the coffee that we source and roast is specialty grade. And we really like using these filter-based methods to prepare our coffee because it's a really good way to appreciate those flavours. A lot of the acidity and sugars that are in the bean, it maintains those flavours, and it's a really good way to appreciate that. This particular coffee, it's got a really full body, and it's got a really kind of chocolatey base, but it's also got these really kind of piquant orange acidic notes. And yeah, it's one of my favourite coffees that we have in the range. We've got about 6 different single origins at the moment. We've got some from Colombia, we have 2 coffees from Ethiopia, one from Tanzania, one from Congo, one from Rwanda. So we always buy them in relatively small batches, and when one batch runs out, we go back to source, and we're sourcing the beans that are kind of fresh and tasting the best at the time. So it ensures we've always got a diverse lineup of seasonal fresh coffees. So you'll see all the water now is percolated through the filter, and we have a Chemex full of the filtered coffee. So what we do now is we remove the filter paper. And you just give this a bit of a swirl, and there we go, there's a Chemex of single origin Agostino Forest from Colombia.